You're watching the World Pool Masters on Billiard Club Television, where the greatest players compete for professional pool's most coveted titles. Billiard Club TV is brought to you by Chalk Off, the complete pool table cleaner and the official table cleaner of professional pool. Order yours today at chalkoff.com. And the Billiard Club Pro Shop, where you'll find the greatest deals on pool cues, balls, racks, and a whole lot more. For all your pool and billiard supplies, visit billiardclub.net. Billiard Club TV is your source for championship pool. And now, the World Pool Masters.
Welcome to the seaside resort of Egmond aan Zee on the Netherlands North Sea coast, one of the liveliest and most attractive resorts along the Dutch coast with beautiful sandy beaches. But this weekend the crowds are here for the partycasino.com World Pool Masters, where Raj Hundal of England is back to defend his title. His opening match against Japanese star Hiroshi Takenaka was nervy and strewn with errors, but the hitman from West London held firm to go through to the last 8. There he will face Niels Fayen, who upset the odds against the USA's Rodney Morris. Backed by a vocal local crowd, the Dutchman squeezed home despite a mid-match burst from the rocket. Cool, calm and collected, Fayen into the quarter-finals. Coming up, Nick van den Berg, again a Dutchman, faces the Magic Magyar, Vilmos of Hungary. Completing the top half of the draw, snooker legend Steve Davis takes on one of the hottest players in the world, Alex Pagulayan. 4 more tremendous matches in the bottom half of the draw. Each match a race to 8 racks with alternate breaks. The fans have seen one Dutch win, they want another. For match 3, your commentators are Ted Lerner and first, Jim Weich.
Further confirmation that the future of 9-ball is in very good hands. You've got 2 terrific young players at the table right now, locking horns in the World Pool Masters. Vilmos Foldes and Nick van den Berg. And Ted, I've seen a lot of both of these players. Loads of talent, plenty to go around here. And you know, in the crowd, I spotted Efren Reyes, Alex Lely. They want to see the future of the game, too.
Oh, yeah, Vilmos is one of the great young stars of the game today. These two have a bit of a rivalry going.
Rack number 1. Vilmos kicking off. Made a ball off the break, and unfortunately for him, it was the wrong color. And referee Nigel Reese grabs that cue ball from out of that side pocket. And it wasn't touched, wasn't kicked in. He just lost control of it, and it just worked its way to that pocket.
I was saying these two have a bit of a rivalry going. In last year's World Pool Championship, Nick van den Berg won an improbable 11-10 thriller in the round of 16. Voldesh was down 10-6, ran 4 racks, and then van den Berg made an incredible sort of fluke shot in the last rack and went on to clean up the rack. So they have a little bit of a rivalry going here.
Remember it well, Ted. Remember it very well. And you know, word has it that this man right now is playing as well as anybody in Europe. Van den Berg, when he's on song, is a handful. Both players obviously at the tender years, you know, they're going to be full of exuberance, and you'd think that they might not have the experience. Well, think again. They're both very well traveled. Played in a couple men's world championships already. And Foldes in the last one knocked out the defending champion Alex Pagulayan from the previous year en route to that last 16 match that he lost against van den Berg. Now he's playing this into the corner to try and develop the 5. Oh, just gets it. But I'm not too sure that he's dropped on the 5 as intended. Does it go past the 8 into the corner? Even if it does, would he be able to play it at the speed to get the cue ball over for the 6, the other side of the table? The old shrinking ball shot. And I don't think our camera angles confirm that that 5 passes, Nick, so you're going to have to try and find another path to the finish line. Mind you, now you could play it into the cushion. I think he may be having a go at this. This has to be so precise. And to play it at the speed he's got to play it, as I said, Ted, to get over for the 6. Fraught with danger. What a shot. You saw him play it into the cushion at speed. I can't even begin to tell you how good he hit this one. Almost looked like it caught the side knuckle and kept it on the cushion.
Well, he missed that 8 ball by the smallest of fractions. You were saying about precision. It's amazing. By the way, Voldesh has gotten a little bit of revenge from that match. He did beat Vandenberg in a Euro Tour event earlier this year.
Well, I guarantee these two will be playing an awful lot in the future. They've played a few times in the past, and they're too good not to go through their brackets in any tournaments they're in. But it looks like Vandenberg pinching the break of Voldesh. And the 9 deposited. It's Nick that takes the opener in the race to 8. First round action.
Are you looking for the ultimate one-stop shop for pool and billiard supplies? Then you need to visit billiardclub.net today for everything and anything you need for your home entertainment center. Our huge online store features pool cues, balls, racks, cue cases, pool table lights, training aids, and every accessory you could possibly imagine. We've got the best prices and the highest quality products you'll find anywhere. Log on today to billiardclub.net or call toll-free 866-774-8770. billiardclub.net.
Just the sort of start that he wanted, and just the sort of start that the crowd was looking for.
Rack 2, Vandenberg to break, a lead in 1 rack to 0.
El Nino to break in rack number 2. He secured the opener, wing ball down, 1 into the side, and the 2 has crept past the 9 to leave itself on. He's going to take a very good positional shot because the 4 is married to the 7, right near where Nick's standing. But let's have another look at Vandenberg's break. Got a perfect speed, Ted, to nail that wing ball.
He's got that soft break working, Jim.
And I think the reason that the 4 glued up to the 7 there was enough concern for Vandenberg to refuse that too, because that was on. It was very makeable, but it just didn't afford any positional rewards. That's the last thing that Vilmos wanted to do. Hitting the 2, one thing, but he didn't want to develop the 4 for Vandenberg.
And it looks like he can see this 2 into the side or perhaps the corner. Good strategy on the part of Vandenberg.
It's a horrible shot. I don't know why he didn't attack there. The two went to the corner, went to the side as you suggested, and a very poor shot selection from Nick Vandenberg. Tried to hold the cue ball behind the 7. I think he wishes he'd have taken it on now.
And look how quickly Voldish just got out of his chair and started potting balls. You know, Jim, sometimes a good defense is the best offense, and that looked like Nick had that exact plan right there. But in a chance, but at a time when he had a chance to attack, he chose to play defense again, and it cost him.
From what I've seen in the years of covering 9-ball, the attacking players get the cash. You know, the ones that show courage and let that breed confidence. 9 down, 1-1. It always looked to be a tough one to call, and the first 2 racks have given us nothing for us to change that opinion.
Get the chalk off with the new and improved pool table cleaner. Just spray it out over the table and wipe it clean with the handy microfiber wiper, and your pool table is cleaner than new. Get the chalk off with this professional pool table cleaner. You get free shipping when you call us toll-free 866-774-8770 or visit us online at pooltablecleaner.com. Get the chalk off today.
Welcome back to the partycasino.com World Pool Masters, where the Hungarian now leads the Dutchman 4-3 in the race to 8.
Trailing 3 racks to 4.
And Vandenberg wants to send them all home happy. He trails 4-3 right now as he breaks in rack number 8.
Well, he sticks with that soft break. And this time he gets a shot on the one, not an easy one. Balls are spread out nicely on this.
So Nikolai up this one now. A very thin cut if he takes it on. He wants to just think about this a little bit more. Right now I think he's probably checking out the safety options as well. That's what these players do. They weigh up the risks to the rewards ratio, and they always like to attack when given the opportunity.
He's also got to be cognizant of the fact that if he loses this rack, he'll be down 2, and Voldish will be coming to the table with the break. So there is so much to consider as he works his way through this rack.
Well, I won't be terribly happy with that result. He's cannoned the 9, taking the white out of position slightly. Even though he could float this 3 into the side pocket, there's no positional value to the pink 4 next. So why attack if you can't carry it through? Mind you, find me an easy safety here, Ted.
That's right, all the balls are spread out.
Is he going to try and draw this over in behind the 6? I think that was something he was looking at there. I mean, he could just cut this up the cushion and play the cue ball in behind the 6, but then he may be risking leaving it over the corner. The reason he played it that way was he knew he wasn't going to leave the 3. That was object ball safety priority. And a chance for Foldesh now to get the cue ball in behind the 5. The orange 5 on the right-hand side. The angle looks ideal. Just bank that 3 up towards the 6. And the natural path should take that cue ball over towards the 5. No, he doesn't like it. He's going to bring it off 2 cushions and come down behind the other colors. But he hasn't hit it hard enough, has he? He's willing it behind that 8. I don't know whether it's got there.
Well, by his reaction, it hasn't. He sort of stormed away from the table and took his chalk with him.
The beauty of the way that Vilmos played that, though, is that even not getting the cue ball behind cover, he had a couple other balls that were working for him. Well, this is a good effort from Vandenberg. He's got that 3 where Foldesh has got a kick at it off the bottom cushion.
A lot riding on these outcome here. This rack. Big difference. 5-3 and 4-4. And a race to 8. Alternate break.
Well, surely you can't be considering trying to contact this off that left side cushion. And because of where the 9 is, that's the only reason he's even considering that. But I mean, that's 10 times harder to hit this 3 ball off that side cushion than off the bottom. He's gone back to the bottom cushion. I think this is the wise choice. Well, only the wise choice if you hit it. He's made a couple great escapes. I mean, there's no way you could legislate for a miss there.
And that puts the ball in the hand of Nick Vandenberg.
Yeah, it's going to be a 3-9 combination. This isn't going to be long at all, simply because of where the pink 4 is. And this is going to make 4s wild. 9 deposited, and they're knotted up yet again. 4 apiece. Nick Vandenberg and Vilmos Foldesh in the race to 8 for a place in the quarterfinals.
Nice rack. Hey, we're talking about the Club Rack, the official rack of the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. The Club Rack is precision-made to pro specification from the finest hardwood for extreme durability by Diamond, the maker of the Diamond Pro Table. The Club Rack is available in 3 beautiful colors, oak, cherry, and natural. Visit theclubrack.com or call us toll-free. Get the Club Rack. It's full like it ought to be.
Rack 9, Vilmos Foldesh to break, 4-4.
Vilmos almost looked like he wanted to have a nap there for a minute. But at 4-4, getting down to the business end of this first round encounter between these 2 young superstars of the game of 9-ball pool.
He's got a shot on the 1, Jim. It's a long one, but it's right there. He's just got to work his way around for that 2 on the corner,
Yeah.
on the rail rather.
I think what he'll do here is just go around these balls, try and get the 2. Wow, what a way to play that.
Boy.
What a shot. Played that with inside spin. I don't know whether anybody else would have played it that way. That was a tremendous effort from Vilmos.
He has a serious depth of knowledge of this game. He just gets right down and nails it. Practices 5 to 6 hours a day. Wherever he goes, his father goes with him. And he travels to many parts of the world. He's only 21 years old.
And when he gets on with it, he plays very fast and shows a lot of confidence and self-belief, and that's always an equation for success.
You know, Jim, and he's not intimidated at all about playing in front of the Dutch fans and, you know, rooting for Nick Vandenberg. He has been confident throughout this match.
Just slightly underhit this one, though. I think he intended that 9 to the bottom left, and he's going to be playing it bottom right. You'd still expect him to get it. Though he wastes little time, but that 9 right through the middle of the pocket cleared the uprights, and that sees Vilmos 5-4 in front. And it'll be Vandenberg to break in rack number 10. Feeling a lot better, came out of his chair and went through that rack like he was double parked. The reply from Nick Vandenberg now in rack number 10. He steadies himself. The wing ball almost a given into the bottom right corner. It's all a matter of whether he can land on that one, and he has. And what's worse for Foldage is there is no cover. Everything's in the open. One good positional shot from the blue 2 to the red 3. Good look at Vandenberg's break again. Nice speed. He timed it very well. And here's the key shot.
Looked like he hit that break a little harder than he had been. Well, he was rewarded with good position on the 1 for a change.
Yeah, I don't think he's happy. He's a little straighter than he wanted to be. He wanted to be able to draw this down in the area of where the 9 is. So maybe he can just cheat the pocket and get there. Just force it a bit. That's exactly what he did. Very knowledgeable crowd here, too. In the Netherlands, they know their pool. They come out in droves for this event. Ted, you said this looked like going down to the wire?
Well, these two are going at it like two boxers in the middle of the ring, just trading blows.
Just a question of whether they see the ball off the break, isn't it? Those early mistakes from Vandenberg, I'm sure, have to be weighing heavily on his mind, because this match should have a different complexion had he not missed a couple balls early in the match. Regardless, that's then, this is now 5-5. It is reduced to a race to 3 for a place in the quarterfinals in the Whirlpool Masters. Well, these two young players are not disappointing this crowd. This is edge of your seat stuff.
The game starts with a clean table. Get it clean with Chalk Off, the official pool table cleaner of the U.S. Open 9-Ball Championship. Just spray it on and wipe it off. That's all it takes. Clean your pool table in less than 60 seconds with Chalk Off and the new microfiber Brunge. It's a brush and a sponge all in one. For more information, call us toll-free. Visit chalkoff.com or call your local retailer and ask for it by name. That's Chalk Off, the complete pool table cleaner.
Rack number 11.
Numbers follows the break. 5-5.
Voldish, it's tied at 5, essentially a race to 3. What a terrific match this has been. These guys are really just trading blows.
Well, that's about the best that Nick Vandenberg could ask for, even though Voldish got a ball off the break. No clear-cut opportunity on the one. I mean, so far in this match, that's all it's boiled down to. Now, I don't know whether or not he's got a double that he can attempt, or a bank shot, as they say in North America. It would afford position because the 2 is at the same side of the table as the 1, but I don't know whether or not it'll bank past the 7 and into the left-hand center. I think if that cue ball was about 6-8 inches further into the middle of the table, he would have played this shot by now. But he may have no choice other than try and run for cover. Not ideal. There's a lot of distance between the cue ball and the 1, but he's left it poking out, and enough showing for Vandenberg to have a go at it.
That's when they say, when talking about 9-ball being a game of millimeters, just that one turn of the ball, and now Vandenberg with a shot.
He's taken a lot of time on this one. He was down 3-1 in the early going. And since then, he got back to 3-3, and then they've just exchanged racks, and Nick knows this is a chance against Vilmos's break. That's a great shot. Dialed 8 there, long distance. And had to stay perfectly still. Delivered that cue right through the middle of the white.
And the white avoiding any contact with any ball on its way back to the center of the table. Beautiful.
He's got to get the opposite end of the table from the 2 to the 3. Wants it to stop. Needs it to stop. It didn't. Oh, that's got to be cruel. Such a good one. Knocks the 2 in. I think he caught it just a little bit thick, Ted, because the cue ball really didn't have to be anywhere near that corner pocket. That's one that Nick's going to remember.
And he was doing so nicely before that, but that's another error. That's his 3rd error of the match.
Nice angle to float the cue ball over the other side of the table for the 5.
Voldish licking his chops now, looking to go up 6-5. Pounce on the error.
He does give you that sense, doesn't he? Like a hungry dog over a bone. Voldish, when he gets down, you just see no mercy in that face.
Yeah, he's turning the screws right now. Voldish back up once again. 6-5. He has an answer again for Nick Vandenberg. It's a race to 8. Alternate break. The winner goes into the quarterfinals of the World Pool Masters. The loser goes home.
Hi, I'm Alan Hopkins, and this is the Chameleon, the first rack for all pool games. Its unique tightening features guarantee a tight rack of balls every time. Its classic top-loading design is simple to use, and since players' fingers do not touch the balls, the Chameleon is excellent for league and tournament play. The Chameleon is so easy to use, it makes all other racks obsolete.
Contact your local retailer or visit us on the web. For a limited time, get $10 off at the Rack of Champions, the Chameleon.
To break,
Final rack 12. Vandenberg knew that he had an opportunity there, and one slip up was pivotal. But he trails 6-5. And he's looking at a long one.
Long one, and he's got to find position on the 2.
Almost looks here, Ted, like if he could slot this one in and just hold position almost where the one is now, stop this dead, he should be able to see enough of that too. Now he's looking if he goes through a little bit. Just negotiate that gap between the 4 and the 8, the pink 4 in the middle of the table. That's the danger ball in this shot. That's the color he's got to clear. And the reason I liked him trying to hold position where the 1 was is because it allowed him to stroke it a little better there. He knew he had to get the cue ball over to the left. And if you were going to miss a shot like that, you were going to overcut it, and that's exactly what Vandenberg did.
It should be pointed out for those who maybe aren't expert, like big 9-ball players, that if he had to make that shot, obviously 1,000 times, he'd make that 1,000 out of 1,000 just shooting the ball. But looking for position's a whole nother story.
Vilmos is having a look. If he can follow through here, he may be able to flick the 8 out of the way. And he actually caught that a little too clean. He wanted to flick the 8 full ball and hold position to the 2. Now he's going to be running for cover again. And 6-5 in front. If he could just find a way to steal this rack, he'd be breaking for the match. You see him trying to will that cue ball with his cue off the cushion. I think what Nick's going to do here is he's going to play this cushion first. Try and hold the cue ball where the 2 is and use that wall of colors. Bank the 2 up table. Put distance between the 2 and keep the cue ball where the 2 is. And that's why Foldesh wanted that ball further into the middle. He didn't want that shot available for Vandenberg, and now he's got to pull the Houdini act.
It doesn't take long to think about it, does he? There it is, Jim.
Got lucky. Vandenberg's acknowledging it with his head, but that was the only saving grace for Vilmos there. That pink 4 coming to his aid. These are tense moments for Vandenberg. There's no way he wants Vilmos to come out of his chair and break for the match. He's got to contact this too. Got it. And he's got safe.
Boy, he's going to take a big sigh of relief. He's going to sit down and he got the safety on that.
Vilmos needs this behind these colors, and I think he's there. Boy, he's keeping it tight on Vandenberg.
There's a great battle of safeties here, Jim.
Another interested spectator. Alex Lely with the orange hat pulled down, former champion in this event. We'll see him later.
Is he trying to hide his identity?
Yeah, he probably saw that camera sneak up on him. He's a great guy, Alex. We've had a few chats with him in the past. Just finished a course in school, and he's back to practice again. He knows what it takes to win this event. He also knows what it takes to lose at the final hurdle. Speaking of hurdles, here's the old high hurdle shot from Vandenberg. Jump cue out. And he's going to try and get over this impeding ball. And in a perfect world, knock this 2 in. The crowd's applauding, but Nick is going to wait and see how they finish.
Another break. This is a combination of skill and luck in this rack with the safeties.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what Nick was doing there, where he was putting his cue on the table, almost saying that it should have finished here. I wonder if he is disappointed that Vilmos may actually be able to get through to this. He had a good look at it. And Vilmos is now taking his second look.
Could he possibly carom the 2 off the 7?
Well, that 7's very near the pocket. It all depends how much of that 2 is sticking out. And I'm still not sure that he can get through that gap. If he can, quite possibly he can just bank it into that right cushion. Yeah, he's just trying to flick this. This is just going for a safety. Or is he banking it? Hello. Take the safety and bury it. Banks the 2 and 1 good shot on the 4.
That was a bit of Efren Reyes-esque action there, wasn't it?
Well, we weren't sure that he could see enough of it. And in the end, he saw enough to take it home. This has to hurt Vandenberg. Now Nick knows that he's going to go 7-5 in arrears. And he's going to have to try and break service twice if he's to win this match. But you can never count him out. Full Dej has been full value right now. And when he gets to the table in anything in the open, he just doesn't look like missing. And 7-5 is your confirmed scoreline. Round 1. Full Dej looking for a place in the quarterfinals. And he's got the break in rack 13.
Are you looking for the ultimate one-stop shop for pool and billiard supplies? Then you need to visit billiardclub.net today for everything and anything you need for your home entertainment center. Our huge online store features pool cues, balls, racks, cue cases, pool table lights, training aids, and every accessory you could possibly imagine. We've got the best prices and the highest quality products you'll find anywhere. Log on today to billiardclub.net or call toll-free 866-774-8770. billiardclub.net.
Rack 13, Vilmos Cordes to break, leading 7 racks to 5.
Well, it's rack 13, and Vilmos Foldes finds himself on the hill. Beautifully controlled cue ball. Look at that. Parked Whitey right in the middle of the table. 7-5 the score. And that's about 30% of the speed that he can hit that break shot at. And a good combination here could lay the foundation for a big win. That combination now on offer to Vandenberg.
You know, Jim, they don't call it a rivalry for nothing. It's just not going to be that easy, is it?
Well, Nick's got to complete the clearance here. He's got to win the next one on his break. And then, as I said, he's got to pinch the last against Vilmos's break. So it's a tall order.
These two have had a history of drama.
And Ted, you quietly tipped Vilmos before this match. That was a good pick. Vandenberg was going to be no mean feat, playing in front of all of his native fans here in the Netherlands.
Well, this is his chance now, Jim.
They love their pool here.
And he's looking at the break in the next rack. If he can get through this, and he can really apply some heat on Foldes.
To get to 7-6. And to know that his break cue is going to come out one more time. The 9 goes down. 7-6. A great match here in the opening round of the Whirlpool Masters. Vandenberg and Foldes serving up a royal battle.
Rack 14, Vandenberg to break, trailing 6 racks to 7.
The order of the day for Nick right now, as he eyes up rack number 14 of a possible 15. He needs a ball off the break, and he wants to sail through these colors. Well, how about 3 balls off the break?
Look at that. Cue ball right in the center of the table.
And a wide open look at the 1. This is exactly what he wanted. That's as nice a break shot as you're ever going to see.
Just in time.
And, you know, Vilmos, right now, in his mind, he's building himself up for the deciding rack. He's already thinking about it. In his mind, he will have conceded this one to Nick already. If he gets to the table, it'll be unexpected.
Sorry, Clive, one more time?
And Vilmos has had a history of, you know, when he knows he's under pressure, he knows he needs 1 or 2 more racks. He's had a bit of a history. If you remember in the Whirlpool League, he needed just a 6-4 loss. This is a round-robin event. A 6-4 loss would have still saw him through against Francisco Bustamante, and he ended up losing that match 8-2.
Well, let's not forget the Whirlpool Championship in Kaohsiung in 2005 when these two in the round of 16 battled it out to a hill match, and it went down to the last rack. Vandenberg won. So you know that, Jim, is going through the mind of Foldesh right now.
As it is going through Vandenberg's mind as well, Ted. 7-7. One more to play here in round one. And it's going to be Foldesh to break for the match. The two components, Foldesh and Vandenberg, and one rack to decide who moves on and who goes home.
Final rack, Vilmos Foldesh to break.
And that's a useful break. The first opportunity, glaring opportunity really, it has to be said, falls to Vilmos. Both of these players have nailed the break in this match. Perfect control of the white. And one good shot here on the two. If he lands on the three, the writing could be on the wall.
And this is huge for Foldesh because you're right, Jim. He will tell you himself that he has failed to come up with the victory in crunch time on several occasions on big matches around the world. And this is his big opportunity right here to erase those bitter memories.
Nice stroke. If he's nervous, there was no evidence in that cueing action. And that's where pressure will show up, Ted. Doesn't always show up in just a blatant miss. Sometimes your rhythm. And I mean, he's maintained the same speed throughout this match. And I think he has played just better than Vandenberg. This is a just result. But you know that Nick Vandenberg is going to look at those early racks, the early mistakes. This 9 for an 8-7 win. Down it goes. The crowd applauds, but they're not happy. Their man goes down 8-7, and the young Hungarian, the former World Junior Champion Vilmos Foldesh, moves on to the round of 8.
So 3 matches played in the top half of the draw. Foldesh awaits the winner of the next match. That's between Alex Pagulayan and Steve Davis. Jim White is with Pagulayan, a player who commutes between Canada, the Philippines and Hawaii.
Well, Alex, the Whirlpool Masters, and this is a massive event, 16 players, the best from around the world. And what would winning this title mean to you?
It's going to mean a lot to me because I always want to win this event, and I haven't won the Whirlpool Master yet. This is the only thing I haven't won yet.
Now, you play Steve Davis in the first round, and he's not an unfamiliar foe, is he? You've played Steve before.
Yeah, I played him a couple of times, and I have a good record with him, but you know what pool's like, Jim. You never know. It's like anybody's game on our caliber, so whoever plays better or good on that day is going to win.
And the break, obviously, going to be huge with the alternating break format, Alex. Puts a little pressure on trying to win your break, doesn't it?
It is, because the table doesn't break that hard. You're always going to make balls. And the key is to get that, I think, the first break, because it's very huge when you guys go 1-1, and when it's hill and it's your break. And it's a big advantage to the guy who's breaking.
Listen, you're always a crowd favorite, Alex, and you know you're one of mine, buddy. Good luck out there.
Thank you very much, Jim. You know you're one of the best. I don't care what everybody said, you're all right.
So the next match, Alex Pagulayan against Steve Davis. Join us again here in Holland for more 9-ball action in the partycasino.com World Pool Masters.
You're watching the World Pool Masters on Billiard Club Television. where the greatest players compete for professional pool's most coveted titles. Billiard Club TV is brought to you by Chalk Off, the complete pool table cleaner and the official table cleaner of professional pool. Order yours today at chalkoff.com. And the Billiard Club Pro Shop, where you'll find the greatest deals on pool cues, balls, racks, and a whole lot more. For all your pool and billiard supplies, visit billiardclub.net. Billiard Club TV is your source for championship pool. This has been a presentation of Billiard Club Television. For more, log on to billiardclub.net.